Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the red corner, wearing multicolored trunks and fighting out of Covina, California. He weighed in right at the limit of 140 pounds even. His record stands at 28 wins, 6 losses, with 23 wins coming by way of knockout. He is ranked number 8 in the world by the WBO. Please welcome the hard-hitting and popular former world title challenger known as the Gladiator. Introducing John Molina Jr. His opponent across the ring on my left, ready to fight out of the blue corner, wearing blue trunks with green trim, hailing from Borisovo in Russia. He weighed in the same as his opponent, 140 pounds even. His record stands at 25 wins, 4 losses, 18 wins coming by way of knockout. Ranked number 1 in the world by the WBC, number 2 by the WBO, number 4 by the WBA. Please welcome the exciting former WBO junior welterweight champion of the world, the Siberian Rocky, Ruslan Provodnikov. Once again, here's our referee in charge. Now to give instructions, Mark Nelson.
Gentlemen, you received my instructions in the dressing room. You both know exactly what I expect. Please give me a good, hard, clean fight. Obey my commands and protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck to both of you.
Public Enemy told us don't believe the hype. These two blood and guts warriors are intent on living up to it. It's not about championships, not about pound-for-pound rankings. It's about lights, camera, and most importantly, action. We're expecting scintillating and breathtaking stuff. The bell and round 1. Ruslan Provodnikov in the blue with green. John Molina Jr. in the multicolored trunks.
The difference between these two fighters is that Molina is more often somebody that will hit you with one punch and hurt you. Provodnikov, who throws 62 punches around compared to 40-some for Molina, is while he's a power puncher, is a volume puncher.
Yeah, he's got a wicked left hook at times.
Yeah, and overhand right.
Get your hands free.
I like the trunks on Molina. You got that Back to the Future
yeah.
thing going.
Molina has 7 first-round knockouts. Provodnikov with 4.
And Molina, of course, blitzed by DeMarco in his lightweight championship fight.
Fastest knockout in lightweight championship history, 44 seconds.
And so he's got to be aware here in this first round. We already saw a big overhand right whistle by Molina's head.
John is moving around. The attention to box, and Provodnikov hasn't really done a great job of cutting the ring off thus far. He's allowed him to turn the corner every time.
Right uppercut on the inside by Molina.
Molina told us they don't expect me to be able to move very well. I think I can. We'll see.
Well, he started relatively late, just like Paulie Malignaggi at 16 years of age, had a cup of coffee in the amateur ranks, just 22 amateur bouts. But man, a lot of wear and tear in the battles that he's been in, just like Provodnikov, who has him cornered.
They have both thrown already big power punches and landed a couple.
John Molina Jr. saying he throws everything with bad intentions.
Yeah, that right hand, you could tell he threw about 45 seconds ago. Had some intention on it. There's a little slight clash of heads with the two of them. This is where Provodnikov has to get his hands moving in there, because if Molina's going to intend to move, Provodnikov has to take advantage of the times he stops.
You look at their recent records, nothing to write home about, but there was a reason this fight was put together. It's supposed to deliver drama, supposed to deliver action. And here in round 1, after a bit of a feeling out process, they're starting to hit each other with some serious lead.
And you saw them on the inside. That's what this fight will become at some point, I believe.
Provodnikov attacking the body before raising the head of Molina with a right hand. Provodnikov, a former champion at 140 pounds, successfully defended the title once before losing controversially to Chris Algieri.
Molina ripping to the body.
Well, actually lost in his first title defense against Algeria, excuse me, despite knocking Algeria down twice.
Yeah, very close fight, though.
Yeah, but you see, that was one example of how movement does bother Provodnikov with a nice jab.
Yeah, a couple of good jabs by John Molina Jr. to close out round one.
And that's how Algeria gave him trouble.
Mommy's lap, and the new daughter, the newest addition to the family, 4-month-old Riley, back home in California. Molina Jr. now trained by his trainer Shadid Suluki, as he has gone through a few trainers in the last few years as well, as he finds himself in the corner again, and they are going toe-to-toe, mano-a-mano to kick off round two.
Molina making good use of the uppercut on the inside.
Oh, man.
Here it comes.
That's the thing about this fight. Provodnikov loves to fight fire with fire, but can he also deal with the firepower of Molina?
Well, Provodnikov has never been dropped in his career, surprisingly enough.
Get your hands free.
That's one thing Molina was telling us yesterday. He maybe hasn't been dropped, but with all due respect to everybody else that he fought, I don't know if they hit like I do.
You don't think Lucas Matisse hits like John Molina? I mean, he knows that. Molina knows that.
Alvarado can take good punch a little too, but that's Molina's viewpoint. But I'll tell you what, they are both starting to work on the inside very effectively here.
Oh, man. Sweeping right hand to the ear by Molina.
That's the thing. Molina throws it right around the ear where it's messed up your equilibrium, but it gets you just right.
You know, I like to use the term fisted fireworks. It sounds like fireworks of thudding shots.
Molina decides, you know what, let me get back on the jab. But let's see if he can vary just enough. And I think he can throw Provodnikov for a loop here.
Punch out.
Good shots if he can get his respect on the inside and then get back on the outside and back on that jab.
Just past the midpoint, and the output increasing. All power shots as Molina tries to establish the jab.
And that's the thing, he's mixing it up. He's mixing up inside, then he gets back on the jab. And like I said, I think he's throwing Provodnikov for a little bit of a loop there.
Mauro Ranallo, Hall of Famer Al Bernstein, Paulie Malignaggi at ringside. You're watching Ruslan Provodnikov in his Showtime debut against John Molina Jr., 140-pound weight class.
That's the thing. I think Provodnikov at times thinks, okay, now this is where I want the fight. Nice inside the pocket, and then John goes back and starts to jab again.
And now you went through it in the tail of the tape. Molina now at 160. You wonder how will that impact the fight?
Yeah, will it make him more powerful or make him slower as the fight goes on?
Watch your heads, guys.
They're jabbing his way in. The jab's an important weapon for Provodnikov, believe it or not, even though they're ending up on the inside. This is just what we thought this fight was going to be.
You see, this is what he needs to use the jab. He needs to go back and jab with Molina. Al, you know, he's got to put Molina out of yeah, there it is. He's got to put Molina out of position himself.
Yep.
And Molina finds himself back in the corner, but still throwing punches and punching himself out of the corner and trying to push Provodnikov back.
And that's where that extra weight helps him.
Right uppercut, counter left hand from Provodnikov, however.
These two men have already landed almost 70 punches in this round between them.
We didn't expect the Pernell Whitaker school of defense, right, guys?
Oh, yeah.
This fight.
Wow, that was a fun round.
How you feel?
Get inside first, and that's the thing with Molina using his jab. He should be jabbing back at Molina to work his way in there.
Round 3 begins just as round 2 ended, toe-to-toe, mano-a-mano. Provodnikov coming forward, doing some headhunting, but also working the body. And there's sweeping shots by John Molina.
You can hit Ruslan Provodnikov, but discouraging him is very hard.
Both of them have proven to be tougher than unemployment in their respective careers. And Molina giving himself some distance. Provodnikov attacking the body with the right hand.
And that's one of the things Provodnikov wanted to do early in this fight, and he might want to add a little to it.
The left hook by Provodnikov, who continues to work downstairs.
That one got through. Some of them have been partially blocked. That one was a nice one.
Provodnikov, when he throws that jab, it's a very punishing punch. And there's the body work from Provodnikov.
You see, he's not throwing from far enough outside, though. He's trying to work his way inside without throwing the jab. And then he gets close and he throws the jab. So from a certain distance, it's Molina's jab that's working.
Man, if this continues, they're going to be able to determine what kind of deodorant the other is wearing. And they are really close quarters here, just past the midpoint of round 3. Just busy teeing off on each other.
Both these men landing some very big shots.
Shots blocked by Provodnikov's high guard.
You see how he's just working? Look, no jab right here. This is what he's got to use the jab right here. Look, just trying to work his way inside. He gets real low and he tries to just come in with power shots and cock those big punches.
We've seen the jab at times from Molina, but it is something that is definitely not being utilized by Provodnikov much in this fight. All about those power shots with 45 seconds left in the third.
Right here. This is where you could be using your jab to cut distance. Instead, Molina's using his. You see what I'm saying? Right here. And what he does is he stunts the work rate of Provodnikov. Provodnikov can't work, and there it is. And once he gets inside, he's obviously going to work.
Yeah, and that jab led him inside, but it hasn't happened as much.
Under 30 seconds left in the third. That jab popped the head back of Molina. Again, those punches blocked by Provodnikov. There's some movement by Provodnikov, something that Joel Diaz has been working with him on. More head movement, trying to get it off center line. As we are through 3 rounds here at Turning Stone Resort Casino.
And according to show stats, this shows you power punches through round 3, 66 landed by Provodnikov, 67 by Molina. They are both landing big shots on the inside. And that, of course, what that means is anything other than the jab. Molina has been using the jab more effectively. We see it there.
And Provodnikov telling us in the fighter meeting that he was going to show off his defensive skills and adding more punching and combinations, feeling that he's gotten better in the last 2 camps with Joel Diaz.
Break, it's okay.
Of course, Joel Diaz was Timothy Bradley's trainer in their fight of the year against
which is ironic. He was on the other end of the stick and then has come on with Provodnikov.
And of course, we all know what happened to Timothy Bradley despite winning the fight. What he said about the effects of facing Ruslan Provodnikov. Scary stuff.
Yeah, very heavy puncher. And you know, this fight, so far, Molina's done a lot of what he wants, but here's Provodnikov doing some of what he wants.
Yeah, and I like
very good fight.
I like how Provodnikov cut up the ring a few seconds ago as well when Molina tried to get away.
It's wrong to think this is just a brawl. There's a lot of technique being used in there. Granted, defensive skills not so fantastic, but there's a lot of nuances in that ring right now.
Even a little bit of catching and shooting on the inside, catching the shots on the gloves and firing back on the same side.
They say the defense never rests. It is resting comfortably here tonight now because it's, like you say, not that much on display, but as advertised, just standing in front of each other and attacking both the body and the head. Both fighters trying to find a key element, and there's a key for Molina, that right uppercut on the inside.
And what we are seeing offensively, you see the hook Provodnikov land. Offensively, we're seeing a lot of creativity by both fighters.
And here's a key statistic. According to show stats, look at the numbers, man.
Yeah, round by round, you see they're both getting the job done.
Dead even.
More of those power punches probably to the body.
The Provodnikov.
Watch the head.
Referee warning them about.
Accident, go ahead.
Okay.
Looks like a cut.
Accident on that butt.
Let's see if who's cut. The ref made an announcement, a stern announcement. Maybe somebody's cut. There it is. Yeah, Provodnikov's cut.
Provodnikov has been cut on myriad occasions. We anticipated that this would be a sequel to There Will Be Blood, but the blood is the paint that these 2 artists use. The gloves, they're paintbrushes.
Now, if it was ruled a clash of heads, of course, they'd get through this round, they would go to the scorecards.
I like that step around by Provodnikov a few seconds ago.
Oh, man.
Shot.
Watch your heads, guys.
And we want to give you at home a sense of the power, the sound of what's transpiring inside that squared circle tonight.
There's a lot of clashes of heads going on there too, guys.
The right hand.
even though it wasn't as dramatic as you might anticipate, and we're endeavoring to make sure that the referee did in fact call that a clash of heads.
Well, Provodnikov was cut against Lucas Matisse over the left eye due to a head clash back in April of 2015, and as we mentioned, has a long history of suffering cuts for a variety of reasons. But here now, round 5, scheduled for 12.
And it's been determined for sure. The referee did say it was a clash of heads. So if this fight would be stopped because of that cut, at this point, they would go to the scorecards.
Hands free.
He looked right over at us. I think he was looking even at me when he said it. Looked clash of heads.
And when it comes to defense or lack thereof, in Molina's last 7 fights, according to show stats, his opponents have landed 49% of their power shots, 41% of their total punches. That's number 1 in both categories among show stats leaders.
And in this round, Molina's out-punching by 2-1 in terms of number of thrown and number of punches landed.
And it's because he's limiting the output of Provodnikov because of the jab. The jab doesn't allow Provodnikov to get in punching range. And what happens, if you control range, you can control the output of your opponent.
So a busy round and a good start for John Molina at the midpoint of round number 5.
Number 2 on my keys to victory was establish the jab from Molina. He is certainly doing that.
Self-high five, Mr. Burns.
No, I'm just pointing out it was an important point.
It's been a real key.
Hey, who better to compliment me than me?
Well, the great thing about an egotist, they don't talk about anyone else. A minute 9 left in round 5, and Provodnikov now has Molina along the ropes, but Molina seems comfortable there. Although Provodnikov trying to make him anything but comfortable.
Sometimes Molina just succumbs to the pressure of just brawling because it's in his nature.
Yes.
Because he was doing so well on that jab before.
And the question will be whether that's a good strategy for the whole fight. But boy, he has got that jab unlimbered, does Molina, and he's had a very good round here, even though Provodnikov has come back a bit.
And there it is, right here. You see how he controls the output of Provodnikov? Provodnikov cannot get off if Molina controls range this way.
It's like a hailstorm of punches. It's like hail hitting a windshield when you hear the shots of these two warriors.
Simple 1-2-1-2 combination, 4 punches, but straight shots.
But Molina has thrown almost 140 more punches than Provodnikov. That's a big headline. Not expected in this fight.
It is round 6 of what has already been a scintillating, hard-hitting affair between the gladiator John Molina Jr. and the Siberian Rocky Ruslan Provodnikov. They've been involved in 2 of the past 3 fights of the year, and so far both intent on doing the same against each other, both looking for a victory in a fight of the year type battle.
Yeah, both have been on the other end of it, and you know, the fact, I can't stress enough that the fact that Molina's been so busy in this fight, busier than Provodnikov, is a big surprise. Provodnikov averages almost 20 punches more per round thrown.
Molina trying to establish the jab as we look at the total punches, and a very close encounter here with Molina slightly ahead in terms of the total punches landed.
Yeah, and way ahead in terms of what's thrown.
Well, as good as advertised, right, guys?
And you know, Molina's doing, from distance, is doing a great job in this fight.
Yeah, Molina really picking off Provodnikov with the jab.
And some simple 1-2s there, where you see the straight punches maintain distance, and the distance is what Provodnikov does not want because he can't get his punches off at a certain distance.
Both these fighters have had serious defensive issues, but Provodnikovs are showing themselves a little more in these last few rounds and really in this fight.
And again, we've seen this throughout the fight where Molina has himself in the corner but continues to punch at Provodnikov and get away from the corner. Now looking to turn Provodnikov into the corner. The jab has been an effective weapon for John Molina.
He can't miss that straight right hand when he extends the left hand first.
In this battle of power punches.
He's found something there. Provadnikov's going to have to do something.
Final minute of the 6th, and Molina effective from range.
He can't get out of the way of any straight shots, guys.
Moving your head would be a thought.
Yeah, every straight shot hits him, and it also discombobulates him in a way where he can't get in punching range because the straight shot maintains distance.
That was a great Scrabble word you just used. Yes. Coming up on the final 30 seconds of the 6th.
You know, the question here is going to be whether...
There's Provodnikov landing a combination on the head of Molina.
Molina holding for the first time.
Veteran move after being staggered by the thunder of Ruslan Provodnikov. And now Provodnikov stalking Molina, chopping right hand. But the gutsy and valiant Molina trying to fight back. We are through 6 hellacious rounds here at the Turning Stone Casino in New York.
Man. Strong at the end, too, when he goes to power shots.
Yeah, true.
Round 7 has begun. Molina popping off the jab. Provodnikov standing right in front of him. Leaky peekaboo guard. There's some head movement, but not returning fire yet. But he hunts. Molina down, has him along the ropes momentarily.
And that body work by Provodnikov. Here's Molina, gained 20 pounds after the weigh-in, before he came in here tonight. Is he, is that weight going to have an issue with him? And can Provodnikov do enough work to the body to make these later rounds a struggle for Molina?
And I'll tell you where that weight's been an advantage. In the clinches, he's able to push Provodnikov back every single time.
Very good point.
It's the extra physical weight here against.
Halfway through this 140-pound battle, let's bring in our unofficial scorer, Steve Farhood. How do you have it after 6?
Mo, I have Molina winning, and I can't believe my eyes because this is not the John Molina we know. But he's boxing smartly. The aggressor, and judges usually like the aggressor, is Provodnikov. But he's walking into more punches than he's landing. So I have Molina having won the last 3 rounds. I have him ahead by 2 points.
I agree with Steve. Also, the judges liking the aggressor is one thing, but the judges are judges for a reason. They're supposed to be judging the sport called boxing. And so if Molina's boxing well, he's supposed to be winning these rounds.
And who said that we were going to see an effective jab from John Molina be one of his biggest weapons? I know you said it, Al, but did you expect it?
We weren't sure that could be the case, and we weren't sure he could provide this much movement and not get hit with huge punches.
That's the thing now, exactly what you just said. He told us yesterday he was going to box, but I was thinking, is he a good enough boxer to actually pull this off round in and round out? And in these spots, he's showing he is.
So and he said instinctually, it might be a brawler, but he wanted to use his head a little more in this fight. And there, hard shot. A minute left in round 7. Provodnikov continues to come forward.
And that's the difference. Is Molina's success has come in combination. Provodnikov's has come in one shot at a time.
And we didn't expect that Provo throws more punches normally than Molina.
Yeah, and the jab has been throwing that off. That's why he's not able to throw those punches, because of the jab. The jab eliminates his range.
Molina rolled with that lead right hand from Provodnikov. As we come up on the final 30 seconds of the 7th round, scheduled for 12.
But I mean, with Molina's jab eliminates Provodnikov's range.
Well, Molina said, I don't want to go in there and play Russian roulette. I have a plan, and he's followed that plan.
Russian roulette, good one.
He's done it at times. I mean, they've given us our share of solid exchanges.
Plenty.
Oh, and Provodnikov winds up and misses with that right hand. Final seconds, another highly effective round for John Molina, but that left hand scored the left hook lands for Provodnikov. Oh, and a punch after the bell by Molina.
Was after the round, and then Molina responded.
Molina said, I guess if we're not going to obey bells, I won't either.
Don't make it right. Round 8 has begun as time called.
Time in.
It's too wrong, certainly don't make it right, but sometimes it's about establishing you're still the boss.
Yep, establishing your territory. Now Provodnikov overhand right connects Molina up along the ropes.
And here's the key. Joe Diaz said, hey, he's hurt now. Go after him.
I got it.
Did that right hand after the bell have a big impact? Molina's legs wobble.
And Molina trying to establish the jab, keeping it range now at close quarters. And Provodnikov fires off a punch, but that piston-like jab continues to find a home for John Molina Jr.
It's never a bad time to jab, I'd say, but Provodnikov almost jabs like 6 inches too late.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to jab just a little bit further out, start jabbing his way in.
Boom! Right uppercut just grazed the chin of Provodnikov.
Like he steps in, then he starts jabbing, you know, and that gives Molina a chance to pick him off with his own jab first.
Molina winds up with a right hand. Here come the show stats. Total punches over 1,100 punches already thrown in this fight.
And the news flash is Molina. You know, he doesn't average that many punches normally, and for him to be out punching in terms of volume, Provodnikov like that, that's surprising.
Good double right hand by Provodnikov, attacking the body and then going upstairs.
I'll tell you though, it's a lot easier to throw a lot of punches when your main punch you're throwing is your jab, because it's a non-energy dispenser. You can throw a lot of jabs and up your punch count.
And he hasn't had the discipline in previous fights to do that, but he has done it tonight.
It also helps when it works. You want to use it more, right?
That's true. And Provodnikov's the kind of guy that you normally gets hit with jabs.
Oh, Molina ducks under that sweeping left hook from Provodnikov, but backing up along the ropes.
Provodnikov still landing power punches. He is a dangerous man in there.
Final 60 seconds of the 8th frame.
You saw now another example of the weight there. As John got back up to the ropes and he smothered Provodnikov and kind of pushed him back to the middle of the ring. And that's that weight he's gained after the weigh-in. It helps him a lot in these clinches.
There's a lead left hook by Provodnikov.
Good jab a moment ago by Provodnikov, helping himself work his way inside.
Molina going to the body. An area he hasn't attacked much in this fight, content to start the attack with the jab. Molina bleeding out of his mouth. Provodnikov was cut earlier. Accidental clash of hands.
Head movement by Provodnikov, and he made Molina miss 3 or 4 punches.
Some adjustments, I noticed it too. He made some of the straight shots miss this round. A couple of the right hands, grabs a jab, he just got beneath.
Nice right hand by Molina, counter right from Provodnikov. They close out the round at close quarters.
Time! Look it up.
Well, Dante's Inferno features the 9 circles of hell for John Molina Jr. and Ruslan Provodnikov. This is the squared circle of hell, and both of them have been throwing heavy thunder, but John Molina's jab has been one of the key storylines of the fight.
That and his activity, he is averaging 94 punches per round. You know, Joe Diaz, it's not too late. His advice was right for Provodnikov to keep it that body. You know, we're in round 9, but that body work could still have a very important effect. Plus, it does score. And Provodnikov landing on the inside with those left hooks now.
Molina showcasing some of his boxing ability here, attacking the body with a sweeping right hand.
And just watch, we talk about the punch output of Molina being high. Watch how many of them are actually hard shots. Yeah, he mixes some of them with touches. And the last few hard shots there. Some of them, you know, they're a little off speed, like you said, Mo. But nice, good analogy there with baseball. Some of them are just setup shots. And some of them are jabs.
There's a triple jab from Provodnikov.
It's a very, very close round here. Both men getting a lot done.
Provodnikov wanting to walk Molina down. They lean into each other. Referee calls for the break.
As fatigue starts to set in, it'll be interesting to see if Provodnikov can close range a lot faster and land more power shots on Molina.
Exchange heavy leather. Minute and a half remaining in round 9.
Molina very emphatic that he thought Provodnikov would be the one to slow down as this fight went on.
I'll tell you one trick Molina could be doing is Provodnikov is getting more and more underneath his shots, underneath the jab. Rest your hand on top of his head after you miss and push his head down and initiate a break from the ref. I mean, it's not the cleanest move, but when you miss the jab, that keeps getting underneath your shots. You just bring your hands down on top of his head and push him down. And what happens is you'll initiate a break from the referee, and then you'll be back at that jab distance.
It's been used before.
Final minute of the 9th.
Only because Provodnikov is giving it to him by sliding underneath every time.
Again, Molina looking to keep Provodnikov at bay with the jab. round. Provodnikov lunging in, missing with the lead left. Now has Molina along the ropes momentarily, scores with that right hand.
Provodnikov is not getting quite as much leverage on his power shots as he was a couple of rounds ago.
Think he could be fatigued there too, Al?
Possible. Though he's re-emerged with the jab a little bit here.
Provodnikov working the body.
Provodnikov's made a nice comeback.
Chopping right hand by Molina, then goes back to the jab as we head to round 10.
Very intriguing round, and maybe an important one in terms of the scoring.
I think he's trying to just pump Ruslan up there.
Round 10 begins between Ruslan Provodnikov and John Molina Jr.
And neither of these men have had wildly big success in 12-rounders. They both had a lot of tough fights. Provodnikov 1-4 in 12-rounders, and Molina only been 12-round once. He is 0-1.
Yeah, but we say that, but yet Provodnikov's response wasn't exactly confident.
And Molina was almost 0-2 until the knockout in the big fight, right?
Exactly, yeah. That's right. So, as we said, they've had problems getting decisions in 12 rounds.
Now there's some head movement from Provodnikov, finally avoiding the jab. Molina avoids that lead left hand from Provodnikov.
Jabs from both sides here. Could it be the fatigue is forced in the jab now?
Yeah, no, Paulie, I think you're 100% right about that.
Even Ruslan's not in come forward mode. He's right where he's trying to stay planted where he's at and figure something out. It's become a chess match here.
And if it stays like this, it favors Molina because his jab's been so good. And
it's been better and it's been more active as well.
And Provodnikov may be behind on the scores. We don't know for sure.
What a painful game of chess it is. A minute and a half left in the 10th. Output has definitely slowed down for both fighters. There's a jab from Molina.
And this is just the kind of round that Molina probably wanted right now.
Provodnikov is just out of range. There's a nice left hook to the body by Provodnikov.
If you have a huge height and reach advantage, and you can do this during the course of a round, it works for you, as Molina has. But
Provodnikov's mouth wide open, man. I don't know if that's fatigue.
Provodnikov.
Oh, well, you gotta be careful, though, man.
Final minute of the 10th frame.
You get hit with a shot with your mouth wide open like that, your jaw's gonna be in trouble.
This is one of the few rounds. I don't think there's been a clinch in this round. So this has been fought completely at range.
Great.
Remember Arthur Abraham and Edison Miranda with his broken jaw. That was crazy.
Great ring generalship, dare I say, by John Molina this round. It's one of those rounds where not a lot has happened. You can give it to Molina on the ring generalship, but if a big shot lands late, Provodnikov could steal around.
Stretch here. 2 more rounds scheduled in this 12-rounder in the 140-pound division. Little dancing from Provodnikov at the end of the round. There's John Molina's family, including his wife Netta and his young daughter Rhea. Round 11, the penultimate round. Both Molina and Provodnikov looking to bring the pain.
Both men threw the fewest amount of punches so far in that last round. Molina 46 and Provodnikov 38. I probably didn't need to tell you the numbers for you to know that.
And the fencing contest begins again here in round 11 as they exchange jabs. Oh, nice combination put together by Provodnikov.
The jab, double jab right hand. You see that?
He heard you, Paulie. Finally.
But he's been getting set up with the jab all night, so he might as well do some setting up himself.
And that last round may have just been a round in which they wanted to recharge the proverbial batteries as well as they come out aggressively here in round 11.
It's ironic, from distance, Provodnikov is starting to land that right hand now a little bit more. And again, using the jab.
And the thunder beginning to roll for Provodnikov in this 11th round, attacking the body and going upstairs with authority.
You know, we're in the 11th round, and I'll tell you, it could be hard to judge this fight because there's been a lot of close rounds. In this round, Provodnikov is getting some work done.
Is that his version of the Ollie Shuffle?
I tell you, man, he's got on his toes this round. I don't even know he could do this.
Who knew? This fight is not going to form in any way, so it's not surprising that all of a sudden we have something different.
Final 90 seconds of the 11th. Molina targeting the head, avoiding that overhead right, the catapult right from Provodnikov. Lead left uppercut by Provodnikov.
From Molina's jab. Can you imagine this guy actually threw a counter punch, a counter left uppercut under the jab that he's been getting hit with all night?
It's fascinating.
Wow, totally got an adjustment.
Now, triple jab from Provodnikov. Counter left hand by Molina.
I think even Molina's a little bit confused.
Yeah, I think he's shocked at what he's seeing.
He's like, dude, are you really boxing right now?
Yes, and doing it well.
Well, Joel Diaz and Provodnikov told us in the fighter meeting, expect to see a little more boxing. They wanted to see, they said that we see more defense. I don't know about that, but there, right hand that just misses. Jab from Molina, 30 seconds left in the round. And Provodnikov smiling as he eats a series of shots from Molina.
And the right hand that they asked for in between the corner is now there for Molina. It took a lot of time for it to get there.
Smile across the face of Paulie Malignaggi as he watched the double pump jab from Provodnikov.
Paulie's been known to throw a few jabs in his day.
And so was the greatest Muhammad Ali. Maybe that's a tribute by Provodnikov as we head to the 12th and final round. 3 minutes left in this one. Both Molina and Provodnikov have taken the measure of the other. The final 3 minutes are upon us. What is in store in the 12th and final round?
Good start to the round for Molina there. Right hand, left hook.
You feel like both men will try and put a stamp on this round. So far, Molina's doing it.
Looking to sprint to the finish in terms of their output.
Molina trying to do his best Mickey Bay fight repeat there, huh?
But if Molina attacks too much, it puts him in danger, of course, of a power punch landing by Provodnikov.
Against Mickey Bay, who's clearly behind on the scorecards tonight. Not so sure.
No, tonight I think he's actually, I got him slightly ahead.
And according to our unofficial score, Steve Ford, he has Molina up by a point heading into this 12th and final round. So the potential for high drama here on Hall of Fame weekend.
It would not be shocking to think the fight might depend on this round.
Look at the total punches thrown. Over 1,000 punches thrown by John Molina. They've combined for nearly 1,700 punches out.
That's a lot, and we expected more volume from Provodnikov, but we got it from Molina, though certainly Ruslan has thrown a lot of punches as well.
Punches in bunches here in round 12. Provodnikov coming back, but Molina on the attack again. Ducks underneath the sweeping left hook.
The first half of round number 12 was controlled for the most part by John Molina.
Yeah. Provodnikov trying to get back in it now. Let's see. Another right hand from Molina. Having himself a solid round thus far.
Yep.
And as usual, Provodnikov's face beginning to resemble a Pollock painting with 1:15 left in the 12th round. Both of them wearing the vestiges of battle.
They've done a great job in Provodnikov's corner controlling that cut over the eye that emerged early in the fight.
Final 60 seconds of the 12th.
Hey, John's even done a little hesitant feint in there before his jab.
Provodnikov leads with the left.
Get your hands free, guys.
He started jabbing so much that Molina didn't expect that hook.
And we are in the home stretch Hall of Fame weekend as Ruslan Provodnikov and John Molina Jr. have provided us with 36 minutes of toe-to-toe battle. Who wants to And the crowd on its feet as the two embrace. Molina and Provodnikov deliver another stellar affair. And the Molina family, Netta on her feet, applauding the efforts of her husband. John Molina and the corner believing that he has done enough to win.
We don't know who won, but body language of John Molina suggests he thought he won.
Yeah, I think he closed it well with that last round. I think he slightly edged it as well.
Very big round for Molina. He threw over 100. He threw 110 punches, according to show stats, and landed 46. And there's the final show stats. Wow. Which demonstrate, you know, when the fact that Molina was so much busier is a big plus.
Look at the jab, 643.
That's a lot for him to throw. Almost tripling the amount of jabs.
All right, the official decision is in. Jimmy Lennon Jr. has it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. The judges are in agreement with a unanimous decision. Judge at ringside, Don Ackerman, sees the bout 116 to 112. John McKay scores the bout 117 to 111. And Glenn Feldman scores the bout 115 to 113. All three in favor of the winner, John Molina Jr.
Jubilation in the corner and a smile across the face of John Molina Jr.'s wife, Netta. As the Gladiator does it, recording the biggest win of his career, knocking off Ruslan Provodnikov in a fight that went the distance.
In some quarters, Provodnikov was as much as an 8-1 favorite to win this fight. This is when you look at the sport of boxing and you say, you know, it's a sport and you never know what's going to happen.